Ram Krishna Hari. Tirtha Vithala, Kshetra Vithala, Deva Vithala, Deva Puja Vithala. The words of this Abhang depict total surrender at the feet of Lord Vitthal, and we see Vitthal in all and all in Vitthal through this Abhang, which is composed by one of the greatest Warkari saints, Sant Namdev. Sant Namdev had the unique opportunity and a great fortune of travelling to Pandharpur along with Sant Nivruttinath, Jnandev Mauli, Sopan Dev and Sant Muktabai. Coming to this section of Tatiche Abhang by Sant Muktabai, the third Abhang in the series is an eye-opener for all those people who feel that they have renounced, they have taken sannyas, but have they really taken sannyas is what remains to be answered. Let us see her Abhang line by line. Vari Bhagwa Zhala Name, Antari Vashya Kela Kame. Vari Bhagwa means even though a person, a sannyasi as he calls himself, or a sadhu, who wears a saffron cloth or an ochre colored cloth. Saffron is the color of renunciation. We won't go into too much of the science dealing with the color saffron and so on, but it is a more believable theory that in ancient times the rishis, munis and the sannyasis or sadhus used to be in the forest in their ashrams. When they would travel to the other ashram, they would carry a torch of fire, that is a mashal, with them. As it was difficult to carry the fire, the flame of the torch with them every time, they would wear a very strikingly different color from the greenery around, and that would be the orange color. So possibly because orange was considered a very striking color among the green, and it had resemblance to the flaming fiery color, that's why saffron was generally considered to be the color of renunciation, color of the sadhus or sannyasis. Anyway, keeping aside this theory, what Muktai wants to tell us is Vari Bhagwe, that means Bhagwa is the saffron color. So even if a person wears a saffron color cloth just to show the outside world that he has renounced from everything, internally, if his desires are still there, if he's still going to nurture those desires, then it is of no use, she says. We'll take a small incidence here. An old sadhu, a realized master, and his disciple, a young disciple, were traveling through a forest, and on the way they saw a lady, a young lady, who was shivering in the cold, and she said she had to reach the other side, but there was a river in between. She could not cross the river as she was not feeling well. She was down with very high fever, and she had to somehow cross the river and reach to her home. She had come on this side of the forest to gather some firewood, but she was not able to make it back. She requested the sadhu and the young disciple, either one of them, should lift her and take her across the river. The young disciple refused to do so, saying that he was a sannyasi. But the elder master picked up the lady and walked across the river and went on the other side and asked her to go back to her home, wherever it was in the other side. All this while, the young disciple was wondering, what type of a master is this? I think I am in the wrong guidance. I am having the wrong guidance. He tells us that we have renounced, but here he is touching a lady and he is carrying her across the river and placing her on the other side of the river. So where has he renounced anything? Feeling a little disappointed, a little disgusted, he somehow takes up the courage to ask his master. He says, Swamiji, you told me that we are sannyasis, we have worn this saffron cloth, and we are not supposed to be in contact with women at all, with any worldly things, and least of all with women. But just now I saw you picking up that woman and taking her across the river. Don't you think you have broken your sannyasi dharma? The master looks at him, smiles and says, I told you to renounce yourself. You have renounced only physically by wearing this orange or saffron color cloth. You have to renounce even mentally. The young disciple is not able to understand. He says, I have long forgotten about that lady, that I had carried her and placed her on the other side of the river. But you are still carrying it in your mind, my dear child, he told the young disciple. So just like that, till you renounce completely, not only through your physical self, your external self, your soul, as well as your mental self, you are not in complete renunciation. So, those people, Muktabai tells us that those people who feel that they have renounced, they like to show off to the world that their path of devotion is something else, are actually, she says, they are fake, they are not true sadhus. She says in the next line, त्याला म्हणू नका साधू जगी विटंबना बाधू. So she says, don't call them sadhus, don't call them sannyasis, don't call them people who are God men. They are not spiritual masters at all. They do not have the discrimination in them at all. And in fact, they bring nothing but humiliation to the sadhu community or the sannyasis. Vitambana means humility, humiliation, or you can say to disgrace them. So here the first two lines tell us about what Muktai is trying to tell Jnaneshwar Mauli, who has shut himself inside the hut on the other side of the door. She is trying to tell him from outside that we have seen sadhus, we have seen people who call themselves as God men or spiritual masters, but they have not given up their material desires yet. Inwardly, they have a lot of things to achieve. Like Ramakrishna Paramhans says, there are 3 types of devotion. In the same way, there are 3 types of renunciations also. The 3 devotions Ramakrishna Paramhans tells us is first the sattvic devotion, where he says a person like himself who does not like to show off to people that he is a great devotee of Mother Kali. In fact, he says, I don't want anyone to know that I pray to her or talk to her. That's why at night when everyone sleeps, I retire into my mosquito net. Ramakrishna Paramhans used to sleep on a bed which was having a mosquito net around it. He says, I would sleep inside it and quietly from there I would talk to Ma Kali. That is sattvic devotion. He talks the second one, that is Rajasic devotion. Rajasic means where people like to show off to the world, like we just now spoke about those sadhus who like to show off to the world that they have renounced. So they would like to have people to appreciate them, praise them. These people like to do rituals, they like to show off to people that they have done so and so thing, they have done so many things for God, they have done this type of a prayer, they have done so many beads of rosary. So these are Rajasic ones. And the third one he says is Tamasic devotion, where people like to, like we have seen sometimes in certain cults, there are whipping of the self or cutting yourself with a very sharp instrument and offering that to the deity. That is called Tamasic type of devotion. Muktabai wants to tell us something like that only here, that do not show off to people that you are a renunciate. Be a true renunciate from within. Give up your material desires. You should not feel like aspiring for anything. You should be only having one goal, and that is to connect with him or to know the absolute truth. The next line will come to. She says, आप आपणा शोधूनी घ्यावे विवेक नांदे त्याच्या सवे. What she means to say here is, each one of us, she is of course addressing it to Jnaneshwar Mauli, but somehow the message is for all of us. And as we said in the earlier episodes also, it is not that Jnaneshwar Mauli has actually been hurt or he is depressed. He is an incarnation. But he is trying to come in the human form to tell us that these are all the things surrounding us. Depression, disappointment. And Muktai, like a mother, is trying to tell him or trying to make him realize what is his true self. So she says, Apana shodhuni घ्यावे, means we have to realize our own self. Who are we? It's a question. Even Raman Maharshi used to tell us the first inquiry should be self-inquiry. Who am I? So she says, ask yourself, who are you? And what is your purpose? What is your mission on earth? Why have you come here? There are many theories to this. But here, as what Raman Maharshi also tells us, is that if you keep asking this question within you, he says it is like stroking a fire with a stick. The same way you keep asking yourself. So you are your question, who am I, or self-inquiry, is the stick which kindles that fire. And after some time, what happens? That stick itself burns in the fire. It's the same way a day will come when we realize who we are, and that question, who am I, will not need to be answered, it gets completely dissolved. So that is why she uses the word Vivek. So Vivek is discrimination. That is to find out exactly what are we here for. And we should know what is our true self. We are not the body, we are the soul, is what she is trying to tell. She is trying to remind Jnaneshwar Mauli. Just like Hanumant also sometimes forgot his powers due to a curse from one of the great saints. He forgot his true powers, but then the saint had also told him that if someone reminded him about his powers, he would immediately come to know about it. In the same way, Mauli had for some time, because of the insults heaped on him by that man and the slap that he got on his face, for a moment he had become human. He had forgotten that he was actually divine. And so she reminds him, Muktabai reminds him, that you have to find out for yourself who you are. Self-inquiry is a must, she says. And she says, Asha Dambha Avaghe Avara means what? All these show that we have created, we means human beings, have created all over, that we are something. Like I said even earlier, to show that we are a devotee. We like people to praise us and tell us that you are a devotee of a very great level. So she says all this you keep aside. Avara means, she says, now come on, wrap it all up. Forget all that. Don't keep crying over things. Come out of your solitude. And so she says, Tati Ugda Jnaneshwara. Open the door and come face to face with the world. Face the world and come to know what your true self is. This is the meaning of the Abhang. We'll go to the graphics and also hear the voice of Akshay Aire. Ram Krishna Hari.
वरी भगवा झाला नामे, अंतरी वश्य केला कामे, त्याला म्हणू नये साधू, जगी विटंबना बाधू, आप आपणा शोधुनी घ्यावे, विवेक नांदे त्याच्या सवे, आशा दंभ अवघे आवरा, ताटी उघडा ज्ञानेश्वरा, ताटी उघडा ज्ञानेश्वरा, ताटी उघडा ज्ञानेश्वरा.